Podcast. We are back.
Yes.
Another week. So much going on in the world of sports. I'm your host, Jason Flake. My co-host, Lance Reynolds, aka the People's Champ.
What up, doe?
Like to start the show the same way we do every week, man. Thanking everybody has one family for a great week of engagement. Over 10,000 views on the YouTube page. All kinds of comments, man. All kinds of likes. A bunch of shares on all the social sites. Make sure you continue to like, share, and subscribe. That's Everybody Has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube. That's Everybody Has One Spelled Out sports podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Threads, and TikTok. We are also the audio version of the podcast is also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, man. Make sure y'all hitting us on all of those locations, all of those sites, all of those social sites. Also, when you are watching the videos and the shorts, man, make sure you watch them in their entirety. Make sure you like them. Make sure you comment on them. Make sure you share them with your friends, with your family, with your enemies, with people you don't know. Put them up on your social media so other people can see them and comment on them. That is much appreciated. We thank you guys for your continued support. But without further ado, there is so much to discuss.
Yeah, man.
So much has been happening, man. This is a Super Bowl week, the trade deadline. Let's start with a little bit of a Super Bowl preview.
Okay.
Super Bowl conversation. Seattle is favored by 4.5. We have talked about Sam Darnold and Drake May. But what about these defenses? The Patriots have been really good in the playoffs. Even though the games have had some adverse weather conditions that have played a part. Seattle was really good against the 49ers. They did show some vulnerability against the Rams, which they kind of did all year. But which defense shows up for Seattle? And do you think the Patriots can continue their dominance on defense in the somewhat controlled environment? I guess it still is outside at Levi Stadium, but what say the People's Champ?
Well, yeah, I think the game will be the story. The story of the game, I should say, will be the defense.
Okay.
I think that will be the dominant story. I think coming into this game, you have a young quarterback in Drake May, 23 years old, and then you have Sam Darnold, as we spoke on before, with a lot on the line,
Mm-hmm.
and has shown some tendencies to turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you factor that in with Drake May's turnovers in the playoffs. So I think, again, the defense will be the story, but I think the 4.5 sounds about right to me. I think it may be a little closer. I'm thinking maybe a 3-point game, somewhere like I think a 3-point game. And I do have Seattle pulling it out because I just feel that they can disrupt May a little bit more. I just think that Darnold's seen more of it.
Gotcha.
Just in terms of just different looks in terms of defense.
I don't expect either defense to be quite as stifling as they have been against Seattle during the regular season and New England so far in the playoffs.
Okay.
First New England, and for different reasons, right? So first New England, because obviously, as I mentioned, this is somewhat of a controlled environment, right? Also, Seattle, they'll be by far the best offense they faced during this postseason. The Chargers, they have some nice offensive weapons, but they basically had a decimated offensive line. No Rashawn Slater, no Joe Alt. Also, Justin Herbert was kind of nursing that shoulder injury, even though, he's got his own history in the playoffs.
Were you giving Justin Herbert some grace?
No, a small amount, but he's got his own history in the playoffs. And then the Texans offense obviously have been struggling anyway, and then they were missing their top pass catcher. We talked about that. And Dalton Schultz went down early in that game. And obviously the Broncos were without Bo Nix, right? So they've kind of, all of these offenses have kind of had one hand tied behind their back, so to speak.
For sure.
This is the first time they're going to be facing a fairly whole, even though Charbonnet is not out, is not there, is out. But this is the first time they're going to be facing a really whole offense. no arm tied behind your back, no snow, no
Right.
wind, no rain.
Yeah.
Not to quote a Motown song, right? But this is so I don't expect them to be quite as stifling.
Okay.
And then with respect to Seattle, they have at times shown vulnerability this season. While New England has struggled to protect the passer, the Seahawks, they don't blitz a lot.
That's true.
So, the
But
Texans,
do you need to with Leonard Williams?
no, they will get to Drake May enough. I
Right.
think they will pressure him. I agree with you on that point. They will pressure him some, but I think that this is probably the third best pass rush, though, that New England will have faced in
No,
the
I mean, I see what
postseason.
you. I see what
It'll
you.
be a little bit of a reprieve in that regard. And not that I expect Drake May to just drop back and have all kinds of time. I don't expect him to cook, but I expect him to have some time.
And he is elusive.
Yeah, he is right. Yeah, he can get away. He knows how to kind of find his way in the pocket. He's got good pocket presence. And that could lead to some big plays down the field because again, Seattle has shown a little bit of vulnerability in that regard. But with that said, Drake May has turned the ball over during the postseason while Sam Darnold has played clean. And you brought it up. Sam Darnold led the league in giveaways during the regular season while Drake May played fairly clean.
Right.
Who do you trust more in the Super Bowl, Sam Darnold or Drake May? We'll say the people's champ.
Oh,
Excuse me.
you know, I really love what Drake May has put down in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
The playoffs, it has been a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, he has. He's struggled. He's put the ball on the ground a lot. Like he hasn't even lost all the fumbles that he's put down. He's luckily recovered a lot of them.
And then, with Sam Darnold, we've seen literally the good, bad, and ugly with this dude.
That's true.
But for 60 minutes for it all, I'm gonna go with Sam Darnold.
Okay. I'm gonna give a slight edge to Drake May.
Okay.
And not because of Drake May necessarily, but again, Seattle's defense is very good, but is not very exotic.
Okay.
Right? They don't do a lot of exotic stuff. They don't give you a lot of looks. That's why a quarterback like Stafford presents them with so many challenges. New England's defense, on the other hand, gives you a ton of different looks. They disguise extremely well. They depend on more deception than Seattle. So I expect that to confuse Darnold at least once. I do expect him to have at least one giveaway.
Yeah.
Now, I like a good stat, right?
Okay, of course.
Right. So there are two teams in the NFL who have winning records when their quarterback has multiple turnovers. Spoiler alert. They're the two teams that are playing in the Super Bowl. Seattle is 5-1.
Yeah.
New England is 4-1. Nobody else is over 500. So that shows you that both of these teams have the ability to win.
For sure.
So that doesn't mean that I necessarily think that Seattle's going to lose, but I do think that because New England tends to be a little more exotic on D, like they disguise and they show you all these different looks and
Vrabel will go in the trick bag.
Yeah, he gives you a lot of weird stuff.
Unsuspecting times. It'll be like the middle of the second quarter. It'll be a fake pun or something crazy like that. It'll be interesting. Like when I say defense, will be the story to a point that you kind of alluded to. I think it'll be some big plays that have been made by the defense.
Yeah.
I think we may see a pick or two.
Yeah.
I just think because you got the guys, if we're looking at trends, are kind of loose with the ball.
Yeah. Yep.
So
because like you said, Drake May has been in the postseason. Sam Darnold has been during the regular season.
And if it comes down to a field position scenario, then I think to your again point, what defenses show up?
Right.
Are you getting 7? Are you getting 6? Are you getting 3? Or nothing? So
you already gave your prediction. You said Seattle. I tend to agree. I think Seattle is the more well-rounded team. New England is a little green, a little young. And I think that while Drake May, I think is going to be all right, I think they're going to struggle to run the ball against that Seattle front. And New England's offensive line just doesn't get enough push. I think that early they might be able to get a little something going with Ramondre Stevenson, but I think eventually Seattle's D will bow up, stop the run, force Drake May to try to win the game by himself, which eventually I think is what will stifle New England. But they're young, and they'll be there. But go ahead, nephew. What you got?
I was just gonna ask if y'all had any predictions for who will be MVP.
Listen. This is the redemption tour for Sam Darnold, man. So I think Sam Darnold's gonna have a nice game. I don't think he's gonna have a huge game, but I think it's gonna be a nice game. I think he's going to. I do think he'll give it away one time, but not more than that. I don't think he'll spiral or anything like that. I think that this is the Sam Darnold redemption tour. But what say the people's champ?
Super Bowl MVP.
You gonna go outside the box?
Yeah, man. Let's.
Okay.
Let's go on and go with Cooper.
Okay. You gonna go with Mr. Cup to win his second one?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Cooper Cup. Hey, man, listen, I'm rooting for that. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
I thought you was gonna go with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Nah, you want to know why? Because I think the defense is gonna lock in on Jackson Smith.
Yeah, you probably
not that it's worked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
not
right.
that it's
That dude
worked
is pretty
thus
exposed.
far.
I would expect Christian Gonzalez to be on JSN the whole night.
Yep.
So I think that gives, again, a guy who's been on the stage already and performed. I think it gives him a chance, to maybe, be a safety net for Sam Darnold on some key possessions, some key third downs, some short yardage situations that he can maybe stretch out and make in the big games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the dark horse.
Okay. No, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. So we'll be on the lookout for that, man. One more thing. Do you expect Seattle to cover? You kind of alluded to that. You said you think it's going to be more like a 3-point game.
I mean, we know how the last one ended between these two teams.
Yeah. I think it'll be closer. I think 3.
Yeah, okay.
Three or 4, 3 or 4. I think, a missed field goal or something like that'll be the hanging balance that throws that number. Keeps
so the people's champ is telling you, man, take New England in the points.
Yes, sir.
Even though or Seattle on the money line.
Seattle on the money line.
Man, let's talk about some of these these last couple of NFL coaching hires, man, because we got into a nice spirited conversation in the group chat.
It got spirited. I didn't know it was going to turn into that.
The last 2 coaching positions were filled since we last convened. Arizona Cardinals hired Mike LaFleur, previously the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams for the past couple of seasons. Before that, he was the Jets offensive coordinator. Let's see. And of course, I've been effusive in my praise of Sean McVay. However, we kind of know who is the play caller in Los Angeles. So I'll reserve my judgment on the hire until we see how it shakes out. They obviously need a QB. They need some defensive help, probably a few offensive pieces as well. So what are your thoughts on that hire? Do you have strong feelings one way or the other?
No, no, not really. It just sounds like a safe hire.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the trend.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking for the next, young, offensive whiz kid. That especially now with the quarterback position. Well, it's nothing new. The quarterback position has always been,
of course,
heavily coveted. But just the diversity of the quarterback position in terms of just being able to do so many things and offensively, just the way offense is schemed now.
Yeah,
everyone's looking for that next whiz kid. So it's not a big deal to me or a big shocker.
What do you think they're gonna do at quarterback? You got any thoughts about that? What would you do? Would you test the free agent market? Would you try to take a flyer on a draft pick? What's the kid from Ty Simpson? Would you go for the kid from Alabama and try to give him a whirl? I mean, does he, do you think Ty Simpson is the answer as an NFL QB?
I think the jury's still out.
I agree.
I think maybe you kick the tires in free agency and buy yourself a little time.
Yeah, maybe and wait for that 27 draft. Yeah, because the 27 draft is supposed to be a little stronger. I mean, yeah, like with the Ty Simpson thing, I think that we've seen that it's so the quarterback situation more and more, I think, is revealing itself to be so environmental. Like if the environment is right, if the system is right, you can get I'm not gonna say you can turn anybody into a star, but you can get the most out of any quarterback.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen that you can get the most out of any quarterback, irrespective of how much raw talent they have.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I think that if you got Ty Simpson, like, is Ty Simpson as good a thrower of the football as Brock Purdy? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to take a dig at Brock Purdy. I'm just comparing athletic profiles and, arm strength.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he as good a thrower of the football as Brock Purdy? Perhaps. Maybe you could get him into the right system and get the right pieces around him and he could flourish. What you got, nephew?
I was just gonna ask, you really would think about Ty Simpson as the number 3 pick in the whole draft?
No, I would not. No, but
I think that's a non-starter off the rip.
Yeah,
I'm not passing on Arvell Reese or Ruben Bay.
No.
Or I'm not. It's too much talent that I'm gonna pass on them to take a Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Arizona has too many needs in order to do that. No, I would not. But I'm just, because we were talking specifically about the quarterback position. I'm like, would you try and maybe, because maybe there's a deal to be made to, yes, at the 3 spot. No, I'm not taking him there, but maybe there's a deal to be made to trade up, maybe get into the first round. Maybe he'll still be there in the second round, because I'm not quite sure what his draft stock is. You know what I'm saying?
So, you just think about it, is going into when they had the number 1 pick and they got Murray.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta hit when you had the number 1 pick.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You got, and I know, Baker went the year before, but Baker was bigger than Kyler. He's not much bigger, but he's when you're that size, literally every inch counts.
No, you're right.
You get what I'm saying, and the difference between 5'9" and change and 6 foot is huge.
It is, yeah, especially in the NFL.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think for both Arizona and the Jets, it's simple. You take the best player available. You kind of chalk it up like, we know the quarterback isn't in this draft for us. We're going to go ahead and try to see where we land in 2027.
I agree.
And go from there.
I concur. The only thing is, the pushback that I would give, because philosophically, I think you're correct from an organizational standpoint. The problem is that the NFL is firing head coaches like it's going out of style. If you're the head coach, you might not be able to take that approach. You might need to be thinking about, what can I do in order to get somebody into the quarterback position and developing as quickly as possible. I tend to agree with you, nephew. I don't think that Ty Simpson is the answer. There's one quarterback in this draft, and that's Mendoza. Anybody else, you taking a flyer. Right. Like, Ty Simpson is a flyer. Like, again, could he be Brock Purdy? Could you put him in the right system and get something out of him? I think it's possible. Do I think it's probable? I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked at Ty Simpson enough, to be quite frank. I haven't watched enough Alabama football and watched enough Ty Simpson to know whether or not he's that guy, or whether or not you could spend a 2nd round pick on him and that not be wild. Right. But, I'm just thinking about, like, you think Aaron Glenn got another year of toiling around with the Jets before they get impatient with him and throw him out of there? That's the only question that I would have, because I mean, philosophically, you're right. That the philosophy is correct, but I'm not necessarily sure that Aaron Glenn is gonna have another year.
No, he can't go 0 for much.
Yeah,
next
right.
season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he start 0-7, and he's gonna be somebody's defensive coordinator hire. And that's just the long and the short of that. But let's move on, man. The Las Vegas Raiders, because nephew had brought up this job, and the quarterback situation here is much clearer. They hired Clint Kubiak, previously the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. He's also been the offensive coordinator for the Vikings and then the Saints in 2024. As I said, nephew mentioned this hire, and of course they'll be drafted Mendoza. They have Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, so they got some nice offensive pieces. They need a lot of help in the trenches, though. They really need a lot of defensive help in general. But what are your thoughts on the Kubiak hire? Any strong feelings there, one way or the other?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do, and which is good. It's like, okay, the Raiders are looking like they have a plan.
Yeah.
And the plan looks like from so far it's fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's trickling down from up top. So they anticipate the Mendoza. Mendoza seems to be able to do pretty much all the things that you need a quarterback to
concur,
do.
Yeah.
So, and not just football in general, when you're talking solidify the trenches, especially for the Raiders brand.
Yes. Right. Like you want to be able to run the ball. You want to be able to.
That's got to be a given. Like, like all the trinkets and the sexy stuff, in terms of the offensive weapons. Yeah, that's all extra when you're talking about the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like they're supposed to be known for making you pay.
Yeah.
Every snap on both sides of the ball in the trenches. So, yeah, I think it's a good foundation. Like you said, Bowers is one of the few handful of players that I'll always say could have went pro after his freshman year of college.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, Brock Bowers is a monster.
He's an unreal talent, and you don't want to waste years.
Yeah,
of a player of that caliber. And Genty shown flashes. I think he ended the season strong.
Yeah,
so
yep.
Yeah.
So let's address the elephant in the room. Because a lot is being made of the lack of diversity in the hiring process. With a record number of openings this year, that of course being 10, there were no black coaches hired or presumably even seriously considered for the vast majority of the jobs. And I want to talk about something we discussed in the group chat with respect to black coaches on the offensive side of the ball. Because in my lifetime, every black head coach of prominence has been a defensive head coach. And really every black head coach, period.
I'm
giving you a chance to correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm Dennis.
Dennis Green, Denny Green. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yeah, Denny Green.
Denny Green.
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
Yes,
Denny
indeed.
Green.
Yes, indeed. That's
but
a good
I mean,
one.
That was 25 years ago.
It was. Currently, I don't think that there are any black offensive coordinators. Again, nephew, you can fact check me on that if I'm wrong. And I personally feel that's kind of an offshoot of the whole black quarterback trope that existed for so many decades, right?
Okay.
While eventually it was undermined by the innumerable number of great players excelling at the position. The defensive side of the ball is considered the more reactive, more brutish, more straightforward, and frankly, more simplistic side of the ball, while offense is considered to be more creative, proactive, intuitive, and complex.
Cerebral.
Yep. Offensive coaches tend to be evergreen like Andy Reid and Mike McCarthy, while defensive coaches tend to age out and have a shelf life like Bill Belichick, Lovie Smith, and Pete Carroll. Defenses is intended to prevent progress, quite literally, as football is a land acquisition game, while offense is about finding innovations, seeing trends, making adjustments, and thinking ahead. I say all that to say that black men interested in coaching in the NFL have deliberately been pushed to the defensive side of the ball. And those who excelled on the offensive side of the ball, like Eric Bieniemy, who we discussed, and Byron Leftwich, have been dismissed as just being products of someone else's genius. And for anyone who thinks that my statements are too bold, I'll remind you that the NFL discontinued the practice of race norming in 2021. And for those who don't know what race norming is, I'll provide the definition and then I'll explain it. By definition, it uses demographic-based formulas to adjust cognitive test scores, which assumed black players had lower baselines for cognitive functions, making it harder for them to prove dementia. The formula assumed a lower baseline intelligence for black individuals, systemically denying compensation for black retirees. It essentially says that white men's prospects are stronger because they have a greater baseline intelligence. So if they were cognitively impaired or injured, it would cost them more financially than it would their black counterpart. So I think it's safe to say that a league that would engage in that kind of practice would question a black man's ability to think strategically.
That's messed up.
It is. And they just continued that in 2021. But I say
George Floyd.
I mean, possibly.
But
no,
I'm just saying.
Well, black players filed a lawsuit. That's why they did it.
And
they had to stop doing it. But I say all that to say that they need to allow black offensive coaches to matriculate more regularly than they do.
Yeah.
And stop pushing black players or black former players interested in coaching simply to the defensive side of the ball. Now, again, I'm not saying that, some of those guys are not more interested in the defensive side of the ball. It just seems like a concerted effort because every black guy's name that's associated with the offensive side of the ball tends to fizzle out very quickly.
Definitely seems to be a ceiling there.
Yeah, definitely. What you got, nephew?
I don't like when people make it a black and white thing.
I don't either, but there seems to be something there.
But I'm just about to run. Okay, I just want to run some names around.
Okay.
By you: Eric Bieniemy,
Mhm.
Brian Leftwich, Pep Hamilton, Marcus Brady, Thomas Brown, Brian Johnson.
Mhm.
Those are all people who are black, of African American or are black, and have been offensive coordinators in the league.
Okay.
Outside of Eric Bieniemy and Brian Leftwich, does any of those names inspire you?
I mean, no, because none of them have been promoted to head coach. I mean, this is the point. How long were they offensive coordinators? How many opportunities did they get? How many years were they? Because Mike LaFleur.
How many times did Josh McDaniels get it right?
Like Josh McDaniels been around for decades on end and has had opportunity after opportunity. Mike LaFleur been an offensive coordinator for 10 minutes and he's somebody's head coach. Those guys been around for years and none of them have been a head coach. I think that bolsters my argument more than it does undermine it. I mean, like they should be able to matriculate to being head coaches just like their white counterparts. That's the point that I'm making. Like, yeah, they allow, even if they allow you to be an OC, they block you. They like, yeah, okay, you just a product of somebody else's genius. You even if they let you call plays like Byron Leftwich, he's interviewed for innumerable head coaching positions.
I mean, to your point, even if we're looking at career as a coordinator, would you can put Raheem Morris's career as a coordinator up against Eric Bieniemy's career as a coordinator?
Yeah, right. And he's had multiple chances.
Raheem's been recycled twice.
Yeah, and he's on the defensive side of the ball.
Coach.
Yeah, they allow defensive coaches to matriculate. They don't allow offensive coaches to matriculate. There's something there. There's a problem there.
Were you inspired by the 2023 Philadelphia Eagles offense?
Yes, I liked it.
The 2023, not 2024, 2023.
Is that the one where they went into the supernatural funk?
Yes.
And finished poorly?
Yes.
Well, I mean, they went into the super. Who was the OC there?
Brian Johnson.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they went into the tank.
Does the 2023 Carolina Panthers offense and the 2024 Chicago Bear offense inspire you?
Not particularly.
That was offensive coordinator by Thomas Brown. See, I like this. My thing, I get what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. But at the same time, we have to look at what they're doing when they have these positions, and of course, you're right. Josh McDaniels has gotten multiple chances to be a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like if these you have to perform. Like at the end of the day, when we were talking about it, we were talking about Eric Bieniemy. What what EB's resume shows me, he's a great running back head coach because he helped develop Maurice Jones-Drew at UCLA. He had a hand with Adrian Peterson when he was with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
He did great this year in Chicago with their running backs.
Mm-hmm.
He can be a great offensive coordinator when there's checks and balances in place.
Okay.
Like we say what we say about Sean McVay, I think we could say the same thing about Andy Reid.
Okay, but so then what qualifies Mike LaFleur to be the Arizona Cardinals head coach?
What qualifies Dan Campbell?
Yeah, by that same rationale. Like
I'm
mean,
not saying. I'm
Right.
saying at the end of the day, when it comes down to hiring a coach, it should be based on what you feel is the best for the person when you come into that room.
I agree, but if you're going to scrutinize, and this is what we was talking about, if you're going to scrutinize the resume like that, I'm cool with it. But you got to but everybody's resume has to be scrutinized in the same way. You got to be able to take the blind taste test with everybody's resume. If somebody was coordinating for the Saints and that qualified them to coordinate for the Seattle Seahawks, what qualified them to matriculate from the Saints, who have the same kind of offense as the ones you were criticizing, to matriculate over to the Seahawks?
Look, I totally agree with you. And at the end of the day, I honestly, just my feeling on Super Bowl coordinator hires, I don't like them at all, period, because they more not often than not, they flame out. Especially on the first one. So yes, I do. Yes, there does need to be an improvement on the chances that are given to coaches of minority descent, but I don't think it's solely just they're black, they're white. I just think that there is some play into how they are as coordinators, and I think the ones that get a chance and then they don't get another chance, I think it ain't like they set the world on fire and then they just being held back.
Well, but
I think the Brian Flores one would have been. Honestly, I think if Flores would have got a job, it would have felt like, okay, we trying to get rid of that lawsuit. I think that would have been more so on the nefarious side than some other potentials.
But yeah, and again, I appreciate that, but I'm going even before, forget who's a coordinator and who can matriculate into a head coaching job, because we're talking about the number of
who's going to be allowed to come up as a coordinator.
Correct. Yes, that's more the issue. Is that, like, I appreciate the list that you ran down. That's a paltry number of black men compared to the number of black men that play and that are interested in coaching.
Those the ones that made it out the sifter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that. The number of black men that actually play and that are interested in coaching, that's a very small number, even that you ran down. Like, even if that's over the past 25 years or the past decade, that's a small number of guys that matriculated to the OC spot. Forget about who got to be a head coach and who got to matriculate to head coach. There should be more guys matriculating even to the OC spot, more guys that are matriculating to the offensive side of the ball. We're not even getting that much matriculation. That's why the attrition that you're talking about, I can respect it, even if you don't think that these guys earned a head coaching job. Why are we having few individuals that are even head coaching candidates? That's really more the problem. And on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think there's any black offensive coordinators currently.
I think that's more. From my experience, I think that's a football problem in general. I don't think that's an NFL problem.
But we talking about the NFL.
I know that, but I feel like it has to start somewhere. And to say that, let's be real, they're not really getting those chances to be a coordinator at the college level. Yes, it is more prominent, but that's like you're not going to get those chances if you're not even getting a chance at the college level. And I don't think and I just think that that's more of it's a widespread football problem, not necessarily just the NFL problem.
I said that. I said that black individuals who are interested in coaching are pushed toward the defensive side of the ball. I didn't say that it was just the NFL. I agree. I think that that is a football problem.
Right.
But we're talking about the NFL.
So you're saying the stigma has moved from the black quarterback per se,
right,
to higher up now, to the sideline.
Correct. Yeah.
Whereas before, blacks weren't smart enough to play quarterback.
And I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
And I'm just trying to put it in layman terms.
Yeah.
And I think you're saying now that has more or less been domesticated to the head coaching position, or even coordinator, or just offensive position coaches. The mental side of football is being safeguarded and gate kept.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what we're getting to.
Yep.
It is moved from the quarterback position
to
not, because now they can't run from that. They need Lamar. And we can go on and on and on to name the black quarterback that have come through since Doug.
And the thing is that they don't really want a black offensive head coach
because it goes
destroy
from
that
there
stigma.
Because
Because
if it mutates, or progresses,
then y'all going to the front office, then y'all going into
then you go
ownership.
Not that O word.
Yeah, that part.
Okay.
But
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But let's get to this trade deadline, man, because we gotta talk about our Pistons, man.
With that old nothing burger.
The Pistons were a part of a 3-team deal that sent Jaden Ivey to Chicago for Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric. I'll take your initial impressions on the trade, man, and then I'll give you my thoughts, and then we can move on to some of these other NBA trades.
All right. Literally, when I first heard it, I was like, huh? Nah. It was just like, and then after giving it a little more thought, I guess if there was, I guess the trade deadline isn't over, but if that was their version of like a safe trade, I guess, or a safe move, that's probably the best that they can do in terms of safe move right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Dario Saric has been washed up for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Kevin Huerter, I mean, he's a streaky. He can shoot. He hasn't been hot for a while. If we can get every now and then the ghost of the red velvet Kevin Huerter that was in Atlanta, I guess they'll take it. But I mean, like I said, I guess they were just trying to be safe, and they wanted to kind of make a move, free up some cap space, get a draft pick, and maybe they'll do something before the deadline tomorrow. But I mean, I don't think it moves the needle at all. I don't think we got any better, and I don't think we got any worse.
Saric has played 5 games this year, so I think you can just go ahead and consider him just
that's what I said.
An empty piece.
Yeah, he's been available for the entire season.
So he's what's his number on it? What's his number this year in terms of salary?
$6 million, something like that. You can look it up for me, nephew. Yeah,
So he's a cap clear.
$5.4 million.
Okay, so he's a cap clear. He's coming off this year. Tobias coming off this year, and I guess they felt Ivy was gonna,
Yeah, I mean they clearly didn't intend to re-sign him this coming off season. So yeah, I mean I'm with you. This is a nothing burger with no bun. This is a 3-and-D league, and Kevin Huerter doesn't make you better at either.
Atkins nothing.
Yeah, he hasn't shot better than 33% from 3 in the last 2 seasons. He's a construction cone on defense. He doesn't really add to the rotation at all. And I understand that we weren't going to re-sign Jaden Ivey this summer and there was some rumblings that he was unhappy with his role, but he's on a rookie deal and he doesn't have any leverage to ask for a trade. I would have preferred to just let this season play out. Clearing up cap space is a secondary consideration when you're trying to win a championship. If you're not going to upgrade the roster, leave it as is. The real reason that we needed to do this is because we turned down Jalen Duren's rookie extension this past offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to have to give him a max contract.
Yeah. He'd have took 30.
He'd have took 30. And now yesterday's price is not today's price.
Definitely not.
And if you couldn't see that he was blossoming into a star, then you were either willfully ignorant or you were woefully mistaken. And either way, it's going to cost you millions. And yeah, and as nephew said, Dario Saric, I'm not even wasting my breath.
He's a dish rag. Yeah. We all know this. He's washed.
Yeah, but
you think they do something before the deadline tomorrow? You think they're done?
I mean, listen, if they trade Kevin Huerter straight up for Norm Powell, then I'll take back everything I said. But to me, let me just be real, man. And y'all can go over to like Pistons Weekly or, Pistons, fun off. Or I'm sure it's a Millions Pistons podcast.
Lonzo Ball gonna get waived by Utah.
Yeah, that's just gonna, that love. That's just gonna tell you how much they love this move. But to me, I was a little bit embarrassed as a Pistons fan because this is the kind of thing that bottom feeders do, like swapping eighth man right at the trade deadline. Like, I mean, I don't think you're going to see OKC trading the other Jalen Williams for like Chris Murray. Like, oh yeah, this is the move we need to make in order to bolster the lineup. Like, this is a nothing burger.
Jerry McClain was the eighth man, wasn't he?
Man, I don't even know. But I'm just like, what are we swinging around like bench players for?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, we in champion, we got the second best record in the NBA. Like, this is bottom feeder stuff.
So you don't like Kevin Huerter at all, huh?
I mean, it doesn't move the needle.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean,
I'm like, we trying to win a championship.
But do you think it'd be like detrimental to the chemistry? Like, because I mean, he was playing about 22 minutes a game in Chicago. Do you see him playing that much here?
No, I'm not beside myself because if he doesn't work out or if he doesn't fit, we have innumerable guys that can take his minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
So while I'm not beside myself, I'm just like, this
not
is
inspired at all.
I'm like, we trying to win a championship. We have a real chance. And and what I asked myself when I looked at this move is, does our front office really do they believe that we have a chance? Because this move doesn't really say to me that we believe we have a chance to win. Adding Kevin Huerter at the deadline doesn't really say to me that you believe that we have a chance.
Yeah, I don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't feel to me like a move for a championship roster.
Like, I wanted them to do something. Like I told you, I wanted them to do something. Get a Bobby Portis type guy, somebody that can help us.
That would have been good.
That impacts and does similar things to what we do in terms of like culture wise, like something like that. Especially where it looks like Milwaukee may be imploding soon.
I agree. I'm like, Bobby Portis would have been way better, man. Like, like that's a rotational piece and all, but at least that's somebody that I can see fitting into the culture. And like you said,
he can give you 15 in a playoff game.
Yeah.
And some rebounding.
And some rebounding. Yeah. Like I'm just like, this just didn't move me at all. I'm just like, this doesn't move the needle and it doesn't move me. And if I had to just shut my social media off yesterday because I'm like, if I hear one more person call Kevin Huerter a sharpshooter, the dude is shooting 31% from three. He's not a sharpshooter.
Man.
He's not. Oh, man, wait till he get with Cade. What's going to happen when he get with Cade?
31%. We could have kept Tim Hardaway.
Bruh. For way less.
$2 million.
Yeah, like he getting a couple million from Denver. We should have just re-signed him. Yeah, man, don't even get me started, man. Let's talk about some of these other trades. Because that one was a nothing burger. James Harden to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland and a second round pick, man. You got any thoughts on that one?
Good luck, Cleveland.
I mean, am I the only one that's had enough of James Harden?
Good luck, Cleveland.
Apparently, he wanted a contract extension and the Clippers were unwilling to enter into negotiations at this time. Now, they just gave him a 2-year, $81.5 million extension this past offseason. He's 36 years old, and he wants more years. And he's one of the worst playoff performers in history. I'm sorry, for all of the James Harden fans, a little refresher on James Harden. And he's got 42 career playoff games with as many or more turnovers as made field goals. 55 career playoff games with 5 or fewer made field goals, including 35 career playoff games with 4 or fewer made field goals. Pistons in 5. Shout out to Shannon Sharp.
Shout out to Jay Black, and that is hence why James Harden is forever known in this circle as
the Winter Soldier. Indeed.
Yeah, good luck with that, Donovan Mitchell.
Anthony Street Clothes Davis, Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum were traded to the Washington Wizards for Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-round picks. I guess Dallas is going into full rebuild mode around Cooper Flag, and the Wizards are going into full rewind mode because this is going backward. Any thoughts on this trade? I don't know what's happening.
Does D'Angelo Russell carry luggage at this point?
Right. He can't buy houses when he go to these new cities.
Just cop where you land, bro. Because, I mean, damn. Good grief. And the AD thing, I mean, what do we do? Come on. What is there to talk about? We know what's going to happen. When he does finally makes himself available to play, he'll play for a while, and then he'll be gone for more.
D'Angelo Russell, man, on a side note, the other day, I want to say Dallas had 9 players available, and Jason Kidd still didn't play him. I'm like, man, it must be real bad over there, man.
I mean, dude, he gets no love, man. But yeah, and Trae Young. I mean, I actually am a Trae Young fan. I mean, I get why Atlanta. I get why Atlanta did what they did. I mean, you've got the 6'8" version of what you dreamed Trae Young could do.
Yeah.
Minus, the shot selection.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson is a beast.
So I understand it. But that aside, I mean, you can't, pew at 25 points and 11 assists a night. I think a lot of times, especially in the NBA, I think a lot of times we give these coaches a lot of grace. It's no coincidence to me, especially when you look at the Pistons this year. It's like when you get a lot of these younger coaches and you give them some talent, coachable talent, that they kind of walk away with the league for a little while, and it kind of takes the league a little minute to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Mitch Johnson as well down in San Antonio. You look at Dag.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a coincidence. And I think in the NBA, it's starting to become more and more glaring because a guy like Trae Young, with the ability that he has, a coach should be able to find a way to maximize that.
Yeah, no, man, you're right. The NBA is like the antithesis of the NFL. The NFL, they're developing zero patience for these coaches, and the NBA is just infinitely patient with coaches.
Right.
Jaren Jackson Jr., Jock Londale, John Conchar, and Vince Williams were traded to Utah for Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, George Niang, and 3 first-round draft picks. It's a clear signal Memphis is ready to rebuild. I guess we just waiting for that Ja Morant shoe to drop. But what you think about this trade right here, man? This was an interesting one.
Well, I mean, I guess, is Utah willing? Are Utah going to be willing to pay the luxury tax, or are they?
Yeah, I know they got a lot of big contracts there.
Yeah, and I mean, if they are, then it looks like they're going for relevancy again. I mean, we grew up, the Utah Jazz were always a tough out.
They were
in the playoffs. They were pretty much a pencil in for Western semis for a solid decade and change.
They're really big.
Yeah. But I mean, what you had, Ennis just dropped 22 assists last night, and George is
Keontae George
a
is
walking
developing.
bucket.
He's a beast.
And is a nice combo guard, you know. So I mean, and Danny, Danny has shown he can put a team together. And now he's got his son, down there as well. So I'm pretty sure the fruit don't fall too far from the tree when it comes to brain trust and in terms of having an eye for talent and chemistry building. Because you look at Danny, you can go back to Casey Jones and Red Auerbach and that whole, he knows what winning looks like and he knows what team building looks like. So, I mean, if they're willing to pay the luxury tax or, make another move, but they definitely have size, and but it's athletic size.
Yeah,
Walter Kessler, he when he's healthy.
I like Walker Kessler.
He moves well. And, I mean, he's Windex.
I know. Yeah, he's a great rebounder.
Once they find somebody who wants those 2 Minnesota picks, Laurie will not be there anymore.
Yeah, you think Markkanen is out of there?
Because you got to. Jaren Jackson is 2 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to pick somebody to pay that money over those years, I think you're going to pick the person who has won the Defensive Player of the Year, has been an all-star and whatnot,
for sure,
and 2 years younger. Walter Kessler will allow Jaren Jackson to play his natural position.
Yep.
And let's not forget, they're probably most likely going to have a top 3 pick. And you still have Ace Bailey on your roster as well, who you're still trying to figure out if he's going to be part of that core as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Ace, has a lot of potential, man. Ace has got a lot of game, but man, could you imagine if they get Peters?
Man, I mean, any one of those
AJ.
top 3. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like any one of them top 3 players.
Or they can fall and get cuffed.
Yeah, no, man. Like I like this draft that's coming up.
Man, this draft
is nasty. Yeah.
Well, I'm already thinking right now, bro, we may have to go to Vegas and catch some of that summer league action.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be bananas.
And our main man, Chris Paul, man. I thought Chris Paul had been cut, man.
Bless his heart.
But he headed to the Raptors in a 3-team deal, sending Ochai Agbaji, sending Chris Paul to the Raptors, sending Ochai Agbaji in the 2032 second-round pick and cash to the Nets, and is sending good vibes to the Clippers because they didn't get nothing but Chris Paul out of town, bro. I'm like, what's the 3-team deal? What did the Clippers get other than good vibes?
Yeah, they got morale.
Right.
Just to be clear, Shams is reporting that the Raptors would not require Chris Paul to report to the team.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so they don't want him neither. They're like, oh no, hey, you can come visit.
Oh, come on, man.
We'll check out the facility, kick it with Drake.
Man, why they doing my
Damn, that's the NBA got to do better, man.
Stop it, bro.
They got to do better, man. Somebody let Chris Paul ride it out for the rest of the season.
Stop
man.
It, man. Retire already.
Somebody, come on, man.
Listen, man. Listen.
He earned that, man.
No, bro. They gonna marginalize you till you're out of your moment, dog.
Hey, but the NBA
or whatever Kanye said.
But like the NBA, they will strong arm your ass out the league.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Like they did it to Carmelo. They was like, hey, look, we tired of you. And Carmelo wasn't even really washed. They was like, no, we shooting threes, bro. Get out.
Right. You ain't got the answer, Sway. They will marginalize you until you out of your moment or whatever Kanye said. Leave, bro. Leave on good terms.
Well, I mean, if this ain't the indicator to the fader that he should hang it up, I don't know what is.
I'm like, man, like y'all be staying a year too long.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, though. You the dude at the party with the freaky shirt on and the lokes that don't know that you 40 years old and you partying with the young people.
What the Raptors was like, hey man, we took Kyle Lowry back. Like we got one done point guard per team.
Stop.
Like
bro.
We showing him love. Too bad the Clippers don't love you, man. Like it's messed up, but go figure it out.
Oh man, yeah. Dennis Schroeder, Lonzo Ball, they went to Charlotte. DeAndre Hunter went to Sacramento.
They said they waived Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, Lonzo got waived by Utah. He was traded to Utah.
Utah, yep. You expect any movement on Ja Morant or Giannis by tomorrow, or you think?
I think Ja's gone, bro.
Okay,
because from what I've read, Memphis said they're not gonna work with him. They're gonna send you to whoever will take you. And if Sacramento agrees to the terms, they're gonna ship his ass to Sacramento.
Okay. What about Giannis, man?
I think they're gonna wait to the 11th hour.
Okay.
I don't think we'll know until like the very last minute.
Got
That's just me. Because they kind of control the leverage. They can take this into the off season. They've kind of let it be known that he's gone.
Yeah, he ready to go.
And there's nothing going on in Milwaukee where it's there's no urgency there. It's not like we get healthier as a playoff push. They're Pistons in 5.
Yeah.
So I mean, for real, that's the inevitable. Like that's the whole Thanos of it. Like Pistons in 5. So yeah, they can wait and see how it looks on them unless they get the deal that they want.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about the fact that like Mikal Bridges got like 5 first-round picks, and you see like what is Giannis worth?
Right.
I'm like, what is the right deal for him?
And I don't think that's something that you rush to figure out in 36 hours.
Yeah, and that's
especially if you Milwaukee, because you got to find a way to sell tickets after this guy's gone.
Yeah. Yep. I concur. So I think that will be interesting, man. That'll be something we'll keep our eye on.
Where would you like to see Giannis?
Man, like I'm intrigued by the whole Miami thing.
Okay.
I think Miami would be an interesting destination, depending on
what do they put around him.
Exactly. That I was just about to say that. Depending on what's around him, him and Bam is an interesting front court. Giannis likes to play with a real center. He doesn't want to play the 5.
That's true.
And I think that is always the consideration that I make when I'm thinking about where he's going to go.
Shout out Brook Lopez.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they moved heaven and earth to go get Miles Turner.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't want to play the 5.
So why not Minnesota?
Minnesota is an interesting destination. I just wonder if Minnesota has what they're going to need in order to get him, because they gave up so much draft capital for Rudy Gobert.
Nephew, man, if he go to Minnesota, good. Because that's the one team where it's like, because if he goes somewhere, the cupboard's going to be bare, right?
Right.
But that's one team where if it's just like 2 guys and then you can just like plug in some other niggas and still be a contender.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's a scary duo,
because the Ant-Man is ready.
Yeah, him and Ant-Man together is a scary duo.
Yeah,
but I just don't know if Minnesota has the assets.
Did they give up everything to get
Rudy Gobert? That's what I'm saying. So they gave up 5 first-round picks to get him.
So what would it like? What's it be like? Julius Randle. They probably have to give up Rudy.
But I think
they will have to find a third team.
Jaden McDaniels.
That's what I'm saying. They gonna want a bunch of picks. Yeah. Like forget the players. Milwaukee's going to have to restock the cupboard. So they looking for picks. I think that's what's holding everything up.
Yeah, Memphis pulled an OKC and got a lot of picks.
Yeah, they got 3 picks. That's what I'm saying. They got a bunch of players and 3 picks. So that's what I'm thinking, that the picks is what's hold. Because again, like if Rudy Gobert and Mikal Bridges and these dudes are worth 5 first-round picks, what is Giannis worth? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and who's going to be able to pay it? Yeah. That's really the big question.
Gotta find a Nico.
Yeah, that you do. And
find you a Nico.
Let's talk about these NBA All-Star selections, man, because the Pistons have multiple All-Stars for the first time since 2008.
Yes, sir.
Very strange coming out of my mouth, but because it's like 17, 18 years. Like Josh was like 1. No, he was 4. He was 4 in 2008. Shout out to Jalen Duren, though. That's my guy, my favorite Piston. But how do you feel about the 3-team format? Both Cade and Duren are going to be on the USA Stars team with Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Ant-Man, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey. And then there's going to be 3 other teams. They're going to play a round-robin format. USA Stripes, and of course the World Team. I knew you would love this.
I'm so sick of this, dude. Give us what we want. All-Star Weekend went from being like a real event to unwatchable and like in every phase. Like all of it's bad from the dunk contest. I think like the 3-point shootout is probably like the only watchable thing, and they found a way to shorten that up and make that gimmicky. It's just no, man. Give the people what they want.
How can you say that when LeBron has made his 23rd All-Star selection?
Man, listen.
Did you want to throw a congratulations out on behalf of the people's champ?
Because last year he showed up the day before the damn game just to let everyone know he wasn't playing. And now it's a big to-do that he didn't get chosen to play. Get out of here.
Well, he didn't get chosen as a starter. Right. He obviously got picked as a reserve.
Oh, yeah, because they knew hell would freeze over if they let it by chance be that he wasn't an all-star at all.
All-Star games in 2026 is a stupid concept. It's dead. Like the Pro Bowl was played on Super Bowl week at the NFL Fan Expo.
A flag football.
Like game, we just really need to come to the conclusion that we need to go ahead and end them.
It's not coming back.
Like the only
I like baseball.
That's what I'm saying. The only sport where a traditional All-Star game works is baseball. Yeah. Football, we just need NFL. They just need to scratch the Pro Bowl. The NBA, what I think they could do, they could take some inspiration from what the NHL did. Go ahead, break it up into 4 teams. Get the Eastern Conference USA, the Western Conference USA, the World East, the World West. Do a single elimination tournament over the weekend. Put a cash prize on top of it. If you want the Emiratis NBA Cup to be such a bad thing, tie it into the All-Star game. Put some money on the line. I bet you the interest in the game being played will go up.
Top 15 players, 1-on-1 tournament, and just end it.
I'm here for that.
Like just I mean, you make it interactive with all the socials. You have them you have the folks in the chat while the games are going on. You let the fans vote on the matchups, and you just
But the players got too much ego.
That's why I said that's why I wouldn't suggest 1-on-1.
But if you put some money on the line, then hey.
But people ain't gonna want to get beat like that. They got enough money. The players got too much money. That's
but the thing about it, I think there's certain players that would do it.
I do too.
Like I think Ant-Man wouldn't back down from nothing like that.
He wouldn't.
I think a healthy Kyrie wouldn't back down from nothing like that.
No,
I think a Kevin.
I don't think so
we know who'd back down from something like that.
Yeah,
Go on and say it, man.
I don't know who you're referring to.
You know, it's only one player. It's only one star that would back down from it, dog. We got too much footage of all these damn summer scrimmages at Drew Hanley's gym. The Drew League out in California, that you can't tell me if we do some 3 dribble pull up like what these guys do anyway in front of the fans to see, man. Come on,
but that's why I suggested what I suggested, because I think at the end of the day, there's still an audience that wants to see the best players play with each other.
I agree. I mean, yes, of course.
And so I think if you kind of divide it into a way where you put where there is some pride associated with it, but also attach $1 million to the winners, I think you can get 3 games out of them that they would actually try. And if you can still keep the Rising Star games, you can have that as the pregame to the actual championship or whatnot.
Yeah.
You can still have Saturday night if you want to, because you could put the games on Friday, the first two games on Friday, and then have the championship on Sunday. So NBC can still get their game that they gonna want, that they paid for. And then I think it would actually enhance the weekend a lot more than what we're currently getting, because it's just
anything would enhance.
It would have to take, it would have to be the world players other than the world players in the NBA to come and kick the shit out these games for them to actually play, dog. If it's 5-on-5 during the All-Star weekend, niggas is gonna find room to chill on the basketball court.
I mean, yeah,
it's gonna look. This 3-team tournament fiasco that's about to go down. We know how it's going to go, dog. Walk up threes, long rebounds, cherry pick dunk. I know how this is gonna go down. Then maybe the last game
they might get a little turnt, man.
Man, stop it. the last 5 minutes or whoever the last little matchup will be, it'll be lightweight competitive, but by that point you'll be then checked out because the game will start at 9:00. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm a watcher because I am a masochist when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, I mean, right. I love
basketball.
basketball.
I don't want to see. I know what it's gonna be. I'm telling you.
All right, man. Let's get to a couple more topics, man, before we
one-on-one
get out of
tournament.
here.
I'm screaming for it.
I love it.
I want to see it.
I'm here for it. Let's talk about the fight on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson beat Teofimo Lopez on Saturday in an impressive fashion by unanimous decision. It was really a walkover, quite frankly. That performance, man. Where do you have Shakur on the pound for pound list, and what's next for him?
I got 2 questions to add on that.
Go ahead, nephew.
So, as far as with Shakur, he's a 4-time world champion now. Well, yeah, 4-weight division.
4 division, yep.
4 division weight champion. Is he in position of, and this goes along with your pound for pound records, is he in position as the next face of American boxing, or is he the face of American boxing? And then for Teo, as accomplished as he has been in his career, is he being held back by his father?
So yeah, I was actually gonna get to the whole dad thing, but let me just throw that to you. I'll throw that to you with the performance. Shakur on the pound for pound list. What's next for him? And then you can do nephew's question too. Is he the face of American boxing, or is he in position to be?
Okay.
And then we'll get to the T.O. stuff in a minute. I'll throw that back to you.
Okay, so I'm going to put this disclaimer out. I have a heavy bias towards Shakur Stevenson.
Me too.
Like I think I may have caught his debut fight on like a Friday on like
Most
ESPN and like 2017.
Yeah. No, this is a Shakur Stevenson panel right here.
So I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
this is a Brick City panel up here, man. Even though we both from Detroit.
So and the reason why I say that is because I mean, watching that first fight, you could kind of see it.
Yeah. You
could just be like, okay.
Yep.
This kid's
got
something.
Level is crazy.
He's like, this kid's got something here. And then here we are, 7-8 years later. In terms of where he is pound for pound, I have him 2-3.
Yep.
Right in there. In there.
Usyk in a way.
Yep. He's right in there. Yep. Those are my 3 guys in terms of the pound for pound, 1, 2, 3. Is he the face of American boxing? I would say, yeah. I think he's here, man. I think he's right in his prime. The thing that was crazy is while I was watching the fight, it reminded me that, damn it, I'm getting old. Because like a lot of the criticisms that I had of Shakur, probably let's say maybe the last 24 months, was just you know what, the kid just turned 28 years old.
Yep.
You know what, dude, you almost 50.
Right.
you get what I'm saying? Like some of the things just growing up.
Yeah.
He's got a family now that he seems to be trying to sustain. I look at the way he kind of retains things now, but and how he not how he answers questions, just the perspective.
Right.
I can see it's different with him. And then in the ring, I mean, the skills were always there, but now just the refinement.
Yeah, he putting it all together.
And, Paul's no Diddy, you can just look at him and just like, he's in his prime.
Yeah.
You can the skinny arms are gone. You can see his lats are there. And I'm like, 140, he can probably shoot to 147 in a couple years without much difficulty.
Yep.
And I definitely think he's the face of American boxing. And America should be very happy with that.
Yeah. And
that includes Puerto Rico. We know that and respect it.
I second that. First of all, I agree that, he's if he's definitely one of the faces of American boxing. But yeah, I mean, I think that he's poised certainly to take that mantle right now, particularly with the issues that Tank is having. And I like Devin Haney, but I think Devin Haney needs to bolster his resume a little bit more. Shakur is, when you look at his skill level, and again, I mean, like, in terms, and I'll jump straight to what's next and what I would like to see. Of course, you would like to see him maybe take on a Haney. And I know Haney is campaigning at 47 now. And of course, you'd love to see that Tank fight, but you know, when you see a guy like Tank with his considerable skill level, and let's call it what it is. When you see him ducking somebody like Shakur for years, because let me tell you, man, boxers, and not to be Captain Obvious, but they know boxing.
Yeah, for sure. And to your point, Shakur on his ascension has sparred with everybody.
Yeah.
So they know.
Everybody
They
knows.
definitely know.
And no disrespect to this boxer, but Sugar Ray Leonard, he ducked Marvin Hagler for years. He did. We gonna call it what it is. He ducked him for years. And it was much of the same rhetoric that Tank uses. Well, I got to fight this one, or this guy's my mandatory, or who has he fought, or he can't punch, or I don't really, I don't want to fight at a catch weight, or I got to do this. And then finally, when he ran out of excuses, I'm going to retire. I ain't feeling this no more. And Sugar Ray did retire, and then he came out of retirement, and they eventually did fight. But
it was one of the most epic screw jobs of all
time.
Yeah,
it was. It was very. I mean, Sugar Ray ran from him. I mean, let's just call it what it is. And then he would throw a little flurry at the end of every round,
and hit his forearms,
and try to and score that way. But not that we here to re-adjudicate that fight, but when a guy is blatantly ducking another guy like that, you know that he sees something that he doesn't believe that he can overcome. That's really what that's about. Because Canelo, he ducked David Benavidez for years, and still is.
Right. Well, I think and it's currently
ducking. He watching him put all of those super middleweights to sleep, and he was like, "No, thank you, I'm cool."
While we're on Shakur, how do you feel about the WBC stripping him?
Oh, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, they stripped him this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Of his lightweight time.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
I think that's more so because he's campaigning at 140 now.
And you think he's not ever going back to 135?
Well, he said he might.
I think if it.
Go ahead now.
I don't think there's any money for him at 135 at this point.
Okay. I was just wondering how people felt about it because it kind of broke late in the day, and we were talking about Shakur.
But people tend to be, and I think, and I'm gonna get to Teofimo because I heard people talking about his pops and all of that.
Right.
But I just want to address one more thing with Shakur. People tend to be obsessed with knockouts in boxing, and knockouts are like logo threes, open court dunks,
home runs,
blocks with that people knock it into the first row. Those are exciting.
No, like that's the knockouts are like the DeAndre Jordan alley-oop.
Yeah.
On
but that's not what wins championships.
No.
The Spurs, boring, layups,
methodical,
smothering defense, dumping it down low, great footwork, understanding possessions, time, situation, great coaching, none of the stuff that pops off the screen.
No.
And that's what Shakur is.
Just consistent execution.
Shakur is the Spurs dynasty, baby. Hit and don't get hit.
Yeah.
And he's a master at that.
If you like boxing, he's a joy to watch.
That dude is a boxing machine. He is hit and don't get hit.
Because it was almost with this fight, it got to the point, probably around the third round when Teal's left eye started swelling up a little bit, where you could just kind of see Shakur was just like, okay, I'm going to do what I do, but I'm going to show people what I do because they swear they don't see it. You get what I'm saying? Like they swear they don't see me. So I'm going to show you how. I'm sure he missed the jab, but he didn't miss many jabs.
Not many.
He didn't miss many jabs.
And to that point, Teofimo's dad, I heard Number one, I heard Max Kellerman going on. He did a whole diatribe about, when you fighting a guy, you got to keep your foot on his outside foot when he's an orthodox fighter and you're a southpaw. And Teofimo's dad actually came out and made some comments that, Teofimo didn't follow the game plan. And Max Kellerman said that he didn't hear any instructions in the corner. Let me tell you something. When you in there against somebody that got faster hands, better defense, and is just a higher caliber fighter, he could have had Angelo Dundee, Emmanuel Stewart. He could have had and Customato. He could have had a hybrid of all three of them in his corner, and the fight would have looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
He was outclassed. He was in there with somebody that was just faster than him, had faster hands, and was beating him to the punch every single time.
Yeah.
There was no game plan to beat Shakur because Shakur was just better. So whether or not his dad is holding him back, he's gotten this far with he's not a rookie fighter. So, whether or not, he just got outclassed by a better fighter. And I don't think that his dad has failed him. I just think that when you get blitzed like that by somebody who is obviously better than you, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's just a tough pill to swallow. But I think Teofimo, like this, he would beat most guys in that weight division. I say that comfortably. He would beat most 140-pound
He's a
fighters.
great fighter.
He's been at 140 for a minute.
Yeah.
My thing is, for somebody as talented
beat
as
Loma.
right, for somebody as talented as Tio is, when you look at the names on his resume, he shouldn't be struggling in 12-round fights against some of these people like Jermaine Ortiz. He went 12 rounds with him, but Keyshawn got him up out of here on Saturday.
Keyshawn went 12 with him too, though. He just got him out of there in the 12th.
Yeah, but Arnold Barboza Jr., Steve Claggett, Sandor Martin, these are people that T.O. should be cleaning up easily, and it's not like he's putting on spectacular performances against them. So it's just like, I'm not saying...
You think even in spite of, he's underachieving?
Yes. And I'm not saying his dad is... I feel like he's outgrown his dad, and he's just... It's at a point where for him to take that next step in his talent, point. He needs to get away from his dad. But I feel like there's just a loyalty there to his father that he's never going to give up.
So you feel there's more? You said there's more juice to be squeezed from Teofimo.
I think I feel like there's more.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like at this stage of his career, I think that's a pipe dream.
Oh, wow.
I don't think there's another level that he can get to. He's been to the mountaintop. He's been a champion in his weight division.
Just like you were saying with Shakur, though, he's 28 as well.
Yeah, well, maybe it's getting to a point where doing what he does well consistently, but as you say, like maybe if he can get to a point, because that was the thing with Teofimo, he was helter-skelter.
Right.
Like maybe a new team, maybe. I'm not saying it's the answer.
Could be.
But maybe consistently doing what he does best will serve him better. Maybe that pushes him to another level.
Listen, let me just say, man, that's possible. I don't want to shoot that down. I just think that Teofimo has probably been boxing since he was 5 years old.
Easily, yeah.
We talking about 2+ decades in. In basketball, man, there's a saying, your game is your game. Like, people mistake the beginning of people's NBA career sometimes for the beginning of their basketball careers. This dude is way into his boxing career. His game is his game. Like, I've seen boxers change trainers before. Like, that's not really a new concept.
Right.
How often does the boxer get better, though, and turn into this whole new box? Never. I can literally say I've never seen it happen. Like, do they have some tweaks and do some things, a couple of things? Sure, they have some new things, but as soon as, and then it's important to note, you're in there fighting. When you fighting, you go right back to what is natural to you.
Yeah.
It's instinctive. Fighting is so instinctive. It's hard to lean on coaching when you're fighting.
That's fair.
your game is your game 20 something years into your pugilism career. So I mean, is it possible that there's something more to be extrapolated from Teofimo? Sure. Is it probable? Not likely. I don't think that is likely probable. It's possible, but not likely probable. He is who he is. He's going to beat most fighters at 140. He's going to struggle to beat some fighters at 140 because styles make fights. He's not going to walk over all of these guys because it's the style that makes the fight, not the fighter, not the name. It's the style. But go ahead now. If I
I'm
give you the
not
last
saying
word.
that T.O. is gonna be great, but like I was
I'm
just
with you, Neff, by
saying,
the way.
T.O. is only 28. There's still a chance that he can be. I'm not saying he needs to 100% rework his whole fighting style and whatnot. What I think, I just feel that
So they have a James Toney breakthrough.
like it's the skill to be still a good fighter in this day and age is still there. I'm not saying he's gonna be. There's a chance that he's ever top 10 pound for pound at this point in his career. I don't know that. I can't say that for sure, but I feel like he's doing himself a disservice because it ain't like it's always something going on with T.O. and his life outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And I don't think his dad helps that case as well. And I don't think at this point, I think the more down the line that he goes down his career, I think the less suited his dad is for preparing him for a fight.
Yeah, but that I mean, the outside the ring stuff is another conversation. That has to do with his personal life and how he decides to live his life. Now, yeah, I mean, what you said about outside the ring, that may very well be true. But I mean, like, if the guy has been a champion, he's been undisputed, he's been in the ring with Shakur Stevenson on pay-per-view, he's making millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been to the mountaintop. Like how much further do you think he can go? Like where exactly do you think he can go? He's on a pay-per-view fight on a Saturday night making millions of dollars and he's already been a champion. It's like you that's the highest height. Where exactly is he gonna go? And he got beat probably by the best 140 pounder in the world. It's not like he was in there against Smitham and McGillicuddy and he got knocked out in the first round. He went the distance with probably the most talented 140-pound fight, one of the best pound for pound, most talented guys in the world. So yeah, I'm like, I think that there's a lot of knee-jerk reaction when you see a guy get blitzed by one of the best fighters. Like all of the guys that got blitzed by Floyd Mayweather, you just chalk that up because it's Floyd Mayweather. It's the number one pound for pound guy in the world. You chalk it up, you move on because everybody's gonna get blitzed by Floyd. It's Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Shakur is one of them ones. Shakur one of them ones. He gonna blitz a lot of guys like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think that he'll ever be better than Shakur. I don't think that at all. But
right, they fight that fight 10 more times. But it's gonna look that way 10 more times.
But I do. I mean, to Nephew's point, I do think that he can refine some things, and I think really the thing with Teofimo is to just keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, but that has to do with his personal life. That has to do with focus, and that really has more to do, frankly, with who you are than it does.
But I'm not arguing that
what you're doing.
Right, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that.
But again, I can see that could be. I'm just saying that.
I think a lot of that, to your point, that mentality goes into what you put into your craft.
That's true,
especially when you're going up against the best in the world. Oh, yeah. But, because like I said, we've seen this man beat Vasily Lomachenko.
Listen, he could have moved into a monastery for a year, dog. That fight was gonna look like that.
Oh, well, look, again, with Shakur Stevenson, we're talking like
Shakur would have blitzed him.
But Shakur, we're talking a generational guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was happening. Like, there was nothing that was going to prevent that from happening on Saturday night.
But I think that there's I don't think Teofimo's career as a big card fighter is over.
No, I don't either. That's what I'm saying. No matter who's his trainer, I think that whether he keeps his dad on,
but I do,
or he hires Buddy McGirt tomorrow, like I think that he's going to be a big name fighter at 140. He's going to be a draw.
Yeah, but but to your point, I think a check with the man in the mirror definitely would serve him well. But good luck to him because I think he's super talented.
Let's hit two more things real quick. I don't have much to say about the Michigan State game. It kind of went down the way I thought. Y'all pulled away at the end. I think
It's
Michigan.
a good game,
Yeah, a little
whenever
bit.
you can ruin Izzo's birthday, I'm here for it.
Y'all a little bit ahead of us. But we'll see y'all again on the last game of the season.
Yeah.
I think for Michigan, all eyes is on that Duke game.
Yeah. Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. And then I want to talk about the Bob Kraft Hall of Fame snub.
Wow, man.
Yeah. Like it's hard for me to even get muster a lot of energy.
Massage gate.
I mean, listen, man. These men are fallible, right? We understand that. Pause.
Yeah, that's why he went and got a massage.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to have a conversation with all of these people who are voting on the Hall of Fame because I don't understand the mentality. When you exclude, this guy is the best owner in professional football, certainly over the past quarter century, maybe in the history of the sport. Do you think that he loses credibility when you hold him out of the Hall of Fame, or the Hall of Fame loses credibility? I mean, even like, let's go to the baseball writers of America. When the guy who leads Major League Baseball history in home runs is not in the Hall of Fame, or the guy who leads Major League Baseball history in hits is not in the Hall of Fame, do you think the Hall of Fame loses credibility, or do you think the player loses credibility because the player's name is still in the record books?
Yeah, and the guy, where did Clemens finish at in terms of strikeouts?
This is what I'm talking
about. He had to be top 3.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you leave all of these great players out, I understand that you're making a point on principle.
No,
but if you leave enough great players out of your exclusive club, then the club itself becomes undermined.
Yeah, for sure.
Not the player. It just looks like you're basing your voting on something other than the player's greatness and resume. And then you're undermining the Hall of Fame itself, because a Hall of Fame without the hit king and without the home run king and without the strikeout king, it's no Hall of Fame at all.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
But what I don't understand with this is like the NFL just blurring the lines for no reason at all.
Yeah, I mean,
because
just
again,
weird.
it gets to the point like Tom Brady.
Yeah,
like so we know you're not going to penalize the main beneficiary of whatever you're penalizing Bob Kraft.
Do we know that? Do we know? Because I'm like, yeah, like what's the football Hall of Fame?
Man, before this man retired, was well and retired, he had a $300 million TV deal and a partial ownership team deal in play. Like,
I'm not trying to make sense out of it. Please understand.
He does what he wants.
Tom Brady should be in right now.
He threw the deflated balls.
Yeah, listen. Tom Brady should be in right now. I'm not.
He squeezed him and said the shits wasn't right. And he's not going to sit out a year.
I'm not trying to tell you.
I would be shocked. I
would too.
I would be.
I'm shocked at Bill Belichick and Bob Kraft.
But not really, because again, they whenever there's grainy video footage involved, you always run a chance of getting screwed. Like, there's always a chance. Like, you never want grainy video footage attached to your MO or your bio. So I wasn't, because we know Kraft's going to get in.
Of course.
And then
and so is Belichick.
And especially with Belichick being the precursor a week prior where they didn't let him in. I was like,
yeah, when I heard Bob Kraft too.
Because I didn't know he was up for being let in until I heard he didn't get in. And then once I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, well, it makes sense because they didn't let Belichick in. But we both know these are two guys who should be moonwalking into the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
But again, they're blurring the lines for no reason because again, there's going to come a point where Tom Brady is going to be up for a vote, and it's like, come on now, like what are we doing?
I agree.
So they're like creating conversations, not again to the credibility of the Hall of Fame, the integrity of the voters,
right,
and also the integrity of the league when you're talking about when said incidents actually occurred in real time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I couldn't agree more. This is absurd. This is an absurd standard that you'll never be able to hold to. It's weird and it's ridiculous. And what's the Pro Football Hall of Fame without Bill Belichick in it? What's the Pro Football Hall of Fame without the best owner over the past 25 years? And again, I mean, the guys, his team, while he's been the owner, has been to 11 Super Bowls.
Crazy.
And we don't do finals appearances on this show, but he's won 6 of them.
Yeah, but getting to the Super Bowl is a totally different animal.
It definitely
versus
is.
all the other sports.
This is his 11th one. The guy turned his team around from 4 wins last year. His team is playing in the Super Bowl on Sunday. And Jerry Jones is already in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Make that make sense. Yeah, I cannot abide it. You got to make it make sense, or the entire Pro Football Hall of Fame loses credibility. And same with the Baseball Hall of Fame at Cooperstown. Y'all got to start making sense out of it. We don't care about all of this personal stuff and y'all standing on these principles. It's got to make sense. And it's got to be based on what guys did on the baseball diamond.
Yeah, selective morality's lame.
Yeah, I don't care about that. So anyway, man, we appreciate y'all joining us this time. Make sure y'all continue to like, share, and subscribe, man. That's Everybody Has the #1 sports podcast. On YouTube, Everybody Has One spelled out sports podcast. Everywhere else, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's Threads, that's Twitch, and that's TikTok. The audio version of the podcast is also available on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. Make sure y'all hit those up. Make sure y'all listening everywhere, man. Make sure y'all hitting up those YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, man. Make sure y'all sharing them. Make sure y'all watching the videos in their entirety. Watch the whole thing, man, from front to back. Listen to the podcast 2 or 3 times during the week, man, until y'all get to hear us again live. Make sure y'all listening to the live. Listen to it again. Listen to it over and over again, man. And we so appreciate y'all. None of this is possible without the Everybody Has One family, man. Make sure y'all checking in with us on that YouTube channel, man. Check for the shorts, man. Nephew is scheduling those periodically throughout the week.
Killing it.
Yeah, between the shows, man. We appreciate you so much, nephew, man. Keep doing what you doing. Nephew's doing a great job. And if y'all have topics that y'all want to hear, man, make sure y'all hit us in those direct messages, man, and we'll try to get those on for you. A lot of people hit me up about the Pistons, the Pistons trade this week.
Red Velvet.
And they was like, man, make sure, man, you let us know. Throw the clip up, man, as soon as it's available. So I will make sure I throw the clip on the social sites, man, when it's available. We had a nice segment about that tonight, man. But thank y'all so much, man. Again, continue to like, share, and subscribe. Everybody Has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube, man. We will see y'all back here next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, 8:30, somewhere in between there, as close as we can get to it, man.
Yeah, we nailed it this week.
Yeah, y'all keep checking in with us, man. So thank you so much to the Everybody Has One family. It's the Everybody Has One podcast. Peace.